Tell me the truth. I know we've got our separate ways. Can we get love back? I know we've had our better days. Can we get love back? Okay. Can we get love back?
All right, ladies and gents, what's going on? It is time for Power Hour Live and our cast of fun characters. Of course, the hand clap from Lizza up in the top. It means it's time to get the party started. My name is Anthony Michael Russo. That's my handle right there. Oh, I'm getting better at it. I actually went to the right spot. We are here to talk all about positivity, and positivity is my middle name. Not legally, but figuratively. Anyways, I am from Dallas, Texas, and I started a company called Be the Change, and I'm all about being the change we wish to see in the world, taking action, and I help people on a daily basis overcome failure. So that's the gist of me. It's time to kick it over to Mr. Aaron Smalls.
Hey, what's up, everybody? That's me, Aaron Smalls, and I haven't perfected it, Anthony. I was way over here. I missed it. I'm in New York City. I'm an actor, a host, and a DJ, and now I'm becoming all kinds of stuff during this coronavirus pandemic. And I just want you to know, you at home, that life is much Buddha with you in it. That's all I got, Anthony. You can switch from there.
I love it.
Lizza?
Yeah, all right then. I'm just going to keep rubbing that Buddha for good luck, everyone. I'm Lizza Monet. I'm Lizza Monet Morales, otherwise known as XOXO Lizza with two Z's, please. And yeah, I'm here in Los Angeles. I'm an actor, a TV host, a content creator in both English and Spanish, and just really a collector of new skills and hobbies, more so than ever. So really loving all of that. I also want to give a big shout out to Anthony because he thinks he can't change his name legally, but I feel like he should be inspired by the fact that Puffy just changed his name to Love. So we could have like love and positivity. I get it. I feel like that there's a skip there. But for now, right? Mm-hmm. Little love and positivity. Yep. But yeah, for now, what's going over in ATL, Curtis?
Thanks for taking my intro, Lizza. That was definitely, Diddy, me, it kind of worked. I'm Curtis Harkness. My middle name is not Love. I am wearing the shirt that's colored pink because I have a heart, or that's because it's the only shirt that fits my big arms. I'm joking. I don't have them. Not yet, but I am doing enough push-ups to get them, Anthony Russo. And yeah, that's what's going down, but I'm actually going to throw it to Aaron because I don't really have anything else to say because Lizza says it.
You're wearing a pink shirt though. You look so manly. And Lizza, really quick, I can't switch my name to that, my middle name. I'm actually though thinking of taking Puffies because with all the weight I'm gaining in quarantine, I might as well be.
The quarantine 19. Hey, way to come back with that one.
Yeah. The neck. All right, Aaron, what's cracking?
Well, it's time to get to our headline of the day. That's right. Headline of the day. Guess what, folks? It's tax day. Tax day 2020. Wrong. Not till July 15th. That's right. They pushed off tax day to July 15th. So some of you, this works out. And I'm talking to me in particular because I always have to pay money on taxes as a 1099 contracted employee. And last year, I bought a small economy car with how much I paid in taxes. So if you got money back last year, if you got a refund, you're welcome. But that's what we're talking about today. We'll bring the entire gang back on the streets to talk about the fact that tax day has been moved to July 15th. And did you file your taxes yet, or have you not filed your taxes yet?
So, Aaron, thank you for taking what I was going to talk about during Across America. But I'll talk about that more when we get there about my taxes. But I mean, we're on a theme here. No, I'm teasing. I did file my taxes. That's why I'm in my onesie. I filed them in my onesie over the weekend. Still have a little bit more to do, which I'll talk about during my segment. But that being said, my biggest thing that I'm going to miss today is normally on tax day, you have a bunch of different freebies that you can take advantage of. And there's no freebies today. So, because we're all home. So, wah, wah. That's
lunch is free. We just got to make it. That's all.
Well, but it doesn't cost much because, it does cost
There's no
more.
such thing as free lunch.
Oh,
hey, Economics 101.
But I will say I have done my taxes. I do them usually early because I like to get things done and I like to get my money back. But there's something that did come out today that deals with our taxes for next year.
Yep.
I did get that stimulus check.
Did you?
So hey, let's go shopping online.
He got a single $1.
I'm gonna go buy bottles online.
Wait,
water.
Aaron, where's your money? Where's your money from Tyler Perry?
Yeah,
we know
Aaron.
you don't need a stimulus check because Cardi and Tyler got you hooked up.
Right. Like, what's up, Cardi?
Listen, in the words of the great philosopher Drizzy Drake.
Oh, here you go.
And like usual, haven't done my taxes. I'm too turned up.
Oh.
So Liza, I was a little afraid of you saying the fact that you did your taxes and you're wearing your onesie, since we're all independent contractors for the most part, that you had to give so much money that you only have your onesie left. That's the only thing you got.
Basically, at this point, you don't need a laundry day. You don't even need anything. I'm like, exactly. I'm like, all right, here we go.
Eco-friendly.
Do you realize though that something we've been told since childbirth is now proving incorrect as of today?
Yes.
Two things are certain: death and taxes. And guess what?
No.
Taxes? No.
I mean,
At least not until July,
last
right?
Sunday was proving something else too, but I won't say that.
Oh,
All
God.
right.
But that being said, wait, before we leave though, I also think it's really interesting though, a lot of the people that if they owe child support, that they're really pissed that they're not going to get that stimulus check. But I'm like, bro, maybe pay what you owe first. Like the person that they've been owed money, they're probably pretty angry that they haven't gotten their money too.
Daddy, give my money.
Don't come at me, bro. Don't come at me.
Okay,
Mama
why
and
did
Daddy
both
give me
of you come at the camera at the same time?
Because we coming at you, bro. Talking to my parents. They didn't child support me. They did very well, actually. But
And let's go to Aaron.
Yep. That was our headline of the day.
That was the headline of the day.
Yeah.
Liza, tell the people what they're supposed to do with the headline of the day.
Well, here's the deal, y'all. We all know that you at home are also wondering what's going on with taxes, but you probably also have some comments as you watch. So please do us a favor, leave a comment down below. We want to definitely have you be a part of the show. So let us know whether or not you filed them already, if there's a guest that you really like or you don't, disagree with. We're all about positivity and spreading love around here. But definitely do, because it'll be your chance to be featured on the show at the end. So we definitely want to hear from you. All right, Aaron, take it away.
Gotta love that. So, folks, we're moving into our very next segment here. It is one of my favorite segments, and this is a segment that I like to call Across America. Here in Across America, we like to find out what is going on across America and maybe even the globe, because we get people tuning in from all over the world. So in this section, we want to know what is going on. What are the updates? We want it to be truthful, but also a positive outlook on what's going on in your city. So with that said, we're going to go to our very first city. We're going to actually start with Anthony on this one. Anthony, I'm coming to Texas. What's going on over there?
Well, much like the stock market, the weather is back down to 50 degrees from 90 last week. With that said, that's pretty much the gist. Yesterday I had to pick up some boxes from across town and ran into rush hour traffic, which I was shocked by. And then I found out there was a major accident. So still no rush hour traffic, which is quite shocking. But for the most part, Dallas is status quo right now. And we're waiting to see what's next with Governor Abbott. Last weekend, the one thing I did forget to mention on Monday is Dak Prescott threw a birthday party and had like 30 people there, which is dumb. Just plain stupid. And he said he couldn't support his family on $45 million or whatever. That's pretty much it. That's what's going on in Dallas.
How can anyone support their family on $45 million?
Right.
I can't. I need 60.
Curtis needs like fancy water.
Yeah, I don't
Coffee.
drink regular water.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth, Anthony.
especially you West Coast folks with your fancy Perriers and LaCroix.
Whoa. That's French. Don't be going that out west.
That's an essential. Okay, that's an essential need, especially during a stay-at-home. That is an essential.
Do you know how many million cases of Pamplemousse LaCroix you could get for $45 million?
Yo, Pamplemousse is no joke, bro.
While I try and figure out that math,
all right, let's
tell us what's going on.
Liza, what's going down?
Cali.
All right, so in Cali, we have had a fun time rocking and rolling out here as every single day more regulations, if you will, are told to us as to what needs to happen. I've been enjoying, though, having food brought at home. And as I mentioned, I ended up doing my taxes or started the process. I want to give a big shout out to TurboTax because you actually can work with a CPA expert to work on your taxes with you. They'll make sure to go line by line on all your items to make sure that you get the most bang for your buck. You may be wondering, why in the heck am I talking about taxes? Well, even though it is tax day, I know a lot of you are procrastinating. I see you, Aaron, till July. But if you file them, the earlier you file them, the earlier you'll get your moolah. So in that sense, here at Work From Home Network TV, we love empowering you. And we also love giving back. So I'm giving someone out there a code to get their taxes filed for free, no matter how simple or how complicated, thanks to my friends over at TurboTax. So all you have to do down below is tell us why you need it. Use the hashtag TurboTax, and we got you. So let us know. That's what's going on in LA. We're spreading love, positivity, and some moolah to get your taxes done. Hey.
Gotta love that. TurboTax. I haven't done taxes on TurboTax, I don't think, ever.
You should try it. It's pretty awesome with the video. So here was the best part. Why I got to do it in my onesies. I could see the video expert, but they couldn't see me. So I didn't have to wear makeup. I didn't have to go anywhere. It was pretty awesome. I could be like, I have a question about this. I have a question about that. Basically be super lazy, make sure that they do all the work, and I get the most money.
Interesting. I'm going to put a pin and talk about that in just a second. Curtis, Atlanta, tell me what's going on over there.
Oh, hey, thank you. It's got a package.
Hey,
it's been Atlanta's great right now. I'll go before I open this really quick. Beautiful weather. The temp did drop like you, Anthony, down in the low 50s, high 40s, which is kind of crazy because it was 80 degrees a couple days ago, or so it felt like. A couple of things in Atlanta going on. Of course, you know, we're battling the virus and everything here in Atlanta. But two things. Atlantans have been receiving their stimulus checks, which is good for some, not good for others. And then the other thing is Wild Heaven's new beer is available for purchase. That's a brand new beer they just created. They do it every summer, every spring. This year's beer is called Fauci Spring. The pale ale is named after Dr. Anthony Fauci, the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases and our country's most visible medical expert on the coronavirus pandemic that you've seen him on TV. So now he has a beer named after him. Another person on that's prominent that had a beer named after him is, and he didn't actually do it himself or pay for it himself, President Obama. His home country, Kenya, made a beer called President. And that's after the first beer they made after him called Senator. That's kind of powerful. But really quick, because I don't drink beer at all, because that's not keto or paleo. Shout out to people who do. No worries. I'm not hating on you. I did get an amazing package. You can't really see because we sprayed it down with Lysol and wiped it. And so all that gets clean. It's something that I've been waiting for a long time. It is Keto Collagen Creamer for my coffee. I love coffee. I don't drink it every single day, like multiple cups. But during this time, essentially, it's been seeing. I've been doing a bunch. And in doing so, I just want to shout out thank you so much to Lolo Flow, and you'll see that right there. That's her. That's the company. Sorry, that's the company's shout out. And then what their big thing is, there's no sugar, no junk, and it's all good, and that's perfect for me. And they hooked me up with my favorite flavor, which is white chocolate macadamia nut. But for all you people who are American or Latino, it doesn't matter because this next flavor is my favorite. It's coconut tres leches. It's amazing. So it's going to be some good fun going down. Thank you all at Lolo Flow for hooking me up because everybody knows I like to try to be healthy during this time. So, yeah, that's what's going down in Atlanta. And I'm about to get keto drunk from all this creamer.
We getting keto drunk. Anthony, what's going on over there?
So
wait. I need that dulce de leche. I'm gonna need to have that sent over. You know, the Latina in me. I was like, I need some horchata up in here.
She's got crazy flavors, and it's also hydration too. So if you're working out, they do have an amazing hydration pack that helps you stay hydrated even while you're keto, so you don't have to drink anything that's high sugar in it. And that's the biggest thing is got to be healthy during this quarantine so you don't get the quarantine 19.
Exactly.
So two really quick things. First off, we made Work From Home Network TV history. We actually had Curtis for the first time open his package on live stream and show off his white chocolate macadamia nuts, which is weird. Two, also on the beer front, you actually didn't hear, Bill Gates is also having a beer named after him. It's called the Forced Vaccination Porter.
Oh my. Okay.
Go ahead.
Those are not the views of WFH. Just to let you know that.
Not the views. Not the views.
Not the views.
Jumping over to New York. Over here in New York, a couple things to let you guys know about. First things first, before I give you the updates on New York, is anyone else getting confused by looking at live streams or by looking at live whatever? I can't tell whether I'm actually talking to someone like it's a FaceTime or if I'm watching a video. The other day I was changing and my friend was like, bro, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I thought I was just watching your feed. I'm getting all kinds of confused. I don't know if you guys are either. Let me know what you think about that. Speaking of what do you think, a man in Indiana went to his bank to check to see if his stimulus check had come in. And instead of receiving the $1,200 or so dollars he thought he was going to get, his bank account had $8 million in it. He checked it with the bank, and the bank told him, sorry, sir, that was just an error in the ATM machine. So when I say, what do you think? What would you at home have done? Would you have pulled out a bunch of money, as much as you could from that ATM, or would you have gone into the bank and actually checked with them? Also, the name of the bank, in case you guys are wondering, is Cardi Bank, just giving away money. The next thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about and ask what you think here in my Across America is places like Oregon and California are receiving praise for how well they have dealt with this virus, whereas places like New York and New Jersey were getting the brunt of it as if we didn't handle it well. So what do you think? Did California and Oregon handle it very well, or are they just spaced out and that just makes it easier for them to handle things? What do you think? And last, and certainly not least, nope. Last, and certainly not least, a big shout out here in New York to all of those people that are still working, the mail workers and the deliverers and the internet people, because I finally got real internet today.
Hey!
There's a company that works below me, and I won't say their name because they're not paying me money, but the company rhymes with Schmunkin' Schmonuts. I've been using their free Wi-Fi for quite a long time, but today the internet man came. He delivered the internet, and now I am streaming live to all of you. Other than that, here in New York, Bergdorf Goodman is still extremely difficult to say. The New York Yankees are still the greatest baseball team of all time. Come at me, bro. And I still can't get in to the Met Gala. And this has been Across America. Oh.
Oh, man.
I will agree with you. Yankees are awesome. So Yankee Blue. Unless they're on the West Coast, then it's the Dodgers.
Bro, I would have took all that money. And gave it to charity. Gave it to charity and then said, I didn't know. I was just trying to help people. That's a stimulus check.
No, you wouldn't. You're so honest, but I love that you're trying to pretend that you're not.
Hey, I'm the Black Robin Hood. I'm the Robin Hood. Let's go.
Curtis, you're just a normal hero, you know? You're just a normal hero.
Yes.
Curtis, you literally sound like John Ritter. Can you name that movie? Anybody?
Not at all. This is not Business in the Gravy.
No,
You have not given me my $5 yet.
It was a Keanu movie. It was the movie about the little kitten. Anyways, with that said, are we ready to move over to Be the Change?
Yes, we
Let's head over to Be the Change.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our Be the Change ambassador
Go somewhere.
of the day.
Hey.
That is a slightly, long gap on the inside. I do see what Liza and Aaron were talking
shorten it up. We'll shorten it up.
Yeah, cut out the middleman, literally.
Yes.
So with
Bye,
Be
Aaron.
the Change, Be the Change was a company, a socially responsible company that I started 4 years ago. I've been talking about it on every episode, so I don't get too much into it anymore. But fact is, we are all about people that take action in their daily lives. We've shared major stories. We've shared corporate stories. We've shared person-to-person stories. We've shared people that are helping out their local community. The whole point is for stuff like this and for positivity and for people to be sharing their stuff to go viral. So, Curtis, if you don't mind me taking a second here, I'm going to really quick go through and say this email that I found, or not email, this Facebook post that I found from a friend of mine that I've actually only met one time at a wedding. He's actually in a band and he runs a business. And just a super interesting guy. So this is his post real quick. I'll skim it best I can. Somewhat of an unexpected miracle happened to him just a few hours ago. Of course, this was 2 days ago. And now I realize it might be a little miracle that has a profound message and a life lesson for everybody else out there. So he says he usually doesn't give homeless people money. I give them food instead. But today at the stoplight in a parking lot at the grocery store, I waited 30 minutes in line to get into, by the way, like we all do. Saw a woman with two daughters that were around 4 or 7 years old. Between the two of them, she had a sign that just said, "Please, hungry." His heart was breaking for the single mom and her two girls. It was he was the first car in his lane, and at the light, there were many cars behind him. So she was just to my right, waved her over, and instead of giving the normal $1 or $2, he grabbed a $20 bill from his wallet, which I was about to use at the medical marijuana dispensary, which, again, this is California, Culver City, so legal. Instead, handed it to her. She started crying, thanked me profusely, and say, "May God bless you," over and over. And I felt good. He felt good about what he did, but it increased and then snowballed. Turned and looked at her daughter. She smiled, looked at him from the coloring book, and gave a sad smile back. And he started to tear up himself. And he felt like he needed to do something more. It was just in his heart at the time, which for all of us, were finding these little moments. He reached into his shopping bag, grabbed a 1 pound bag of candied Jordan almonds, which I think we all know how delicious those are. He never usually buys them because they're expensive as hell. And he handed them to her. She cried some more, he couldn't wipe his tears because he was wearing gloves, which I need to talk to Neil about this. Neil Varadia, you cannot wear, once you put the gloves in the car, take them off. Okay, back to the story. The light was still red. She opened the bag, handed the daughters a handful. The next guy yelled to her saying, "Come on over," and she didn't hear it, so he started bringing people over. The rest of the story goes, one by one, people started handing bills that looked to be more than $1. She was crying, bawling. 3 or 4 cars started honking, not to get out of the way of the light because they all wanted her to come. It started this trend, and he watched the rearview mirror, saw hands coming out of their windows, gesturing for her to come. Next thing you know, it was just pandemonium of people at this one light giving all of this to this woman and her children in need, and the kids were bawling. The mom was bawling. Neil was bawling. And what to remember out of this story, because it's one of a million stories out there, that was a short traffic light that he would have never if it was a short traffic light, he would have never had the time to give her money, and all of the cars would have just gone on their merry way. But instead, it impacted her. It probably impacted the people on the line. It made them feel they were part of something else. And as a story to share and share and share, it actually incites more people to do the exact same thing. So instead of just doing good things, I know this is the opposite of what we've always said. If something like that has a profound effect on you, share it on your Facebook page because it'll have an effect on somebody else. It'll inspire somebody else to do good. Curtis, what do you think?
That's something that's very dear. Growing up, definitely my parents taught us to always help people in need. And it's just beautiful to see other people behind them. And it's not even shouting him out. The real thing for me, too, is to see the Be the Change with everybody else behind. And I've seen this before, too, with people who have covered somebody's meal. And I've been in that position at a Chick-fil-A where if somebody's covered my meal and I go, "Oh, the person in front covered your meal. They just said cover the person." I'm like, all right, great. Here's, $20. I don't know how much the meal costs. It might be for 1.5 meals. I love Chick-fil-A. But it's like those types of things. I love seeing that follow through with everybody else. And so that's something that I admire of him to actually stop and actually do that and actually give things that another thing that like, are expensive or not just like, oh, I got a granola bar that's been in here for 5 years. You can have these, and it's just beautiful to see that there's something that meant something to him, and even staving off that dispensary by, some people are serious, so that's something to see, like, because it's nice to give, but I love seeing people give something that is meaningful to them because it has even more sentiment behind it.
That was better medicine. And again, Neil, thank you again. Neil Varadia out of Culver City, met once at a wedding, and he had an impact on my life this week. You hope he has an impact on yours. And that was our Be the Change Ambassador of the Day.
So was that impact during the wedding?
What? No.
Oh, okay. Cool.
No. But he was actually no. Really quick. 15 seconds. I forgot. He got up. It was in St. Martin, and he is I forgot how talented a musician he was, and the bride's dad was, and they killed it. They actually took over a small bar in St. Martin and did all the music and were legit. I totally forgot about that. So yeah, he did make an impact there.
There we go.
There you go. All right.
About that story.
That's it.
All right, now that you guys are done playing, which I love, that was such a great story, though. It totally warmed my heart. Got me teary-eyed, but actually that wasn't the only reason that I got teary-eyed. We have some pretty exciting breaking news that we're pumped to share. So make sure at home you stay tuned because this is a big day for the Work From Home Network TV, Work From Home Network TV. So that being said, this is exciting. This is just really exciting. But first, we are definitely going to go if we're all ready around the internet. So this is where we like to share some of our favorite clips and moments that we find around the internet, whether they're memes or videos. And of course, if you at home have one that we should see, slide into our DMs, leave us a comment, let us know. Big shout out again to everyone watching live and as well as those that are watching the replay. We see you, we want to hear from you, and we want to stay connected. So off the bat, and Anthony, you mentioned this earlier about how going and making, dinner at home doesn't necessarily cost anything. And since it is tax day, we all are, of course, adding our pennies and dollars, nickel and diming it, if you will. And this lovely meme probably begs to differ with you, Anthony, as our new monthly budget, gas zero, entertainment zero, clothes zero, but groceries, $1,624 if you're lucky. Bada bing, bada bang. So I don't know about y'all, but how much have you been spending on groceries? Have you seen an increase?
So yeah, it's a lot. Well, first off, I like to cook, so it's okay. But if you really look at it in terms of if you were to go out twice a week to a decent restaurant, it would still equal the same. So yeah, I'm spending a couple $100 a week in really good groceries, but I would have been doing the same dumb stuff and more if I was going to a restaurant and paying $10 a drink.
See, I eat a lot.
And valet, not to mention, and the tip, right? So it's a little bit of everything. Aaron?
Anthony, you just said paying $10 a drink, and I don't think I've ever been so jealous.
Welcome to
True.
You should see Omaha.
That's how much my water is, bro.
When I visit my daughter in Omaha, Nebraska, you can get top shelf drink at a bar for under $6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is really fancy. Now, one of the other things that we're noticing, speaking of, going out, those days where you could even have first dates, any dates outside at a restaurant somewhere, is that we're finding that a lot of couples, not just kids, that they're going a little bit stir crazy at home, right? And they're finding different ways while their spouse might be working and they're used to being the stay-at-home mom or vice versa to get their spouse or their significant other to pay attention. And that's exactly what happened. To Jay Maybes for her full-on costume, trying to get her husband's attention, which still, unfortunately, didn't seem to work other than to just look at her and look away. But I appreciate the effort. A for effort. That being said, are any of you, I guess, Anthony, this one's for you since you are quarantined with a significant other. Has there been any difference in the way that you guys interact or trying to get each other's attention? I know that you really shouldn't be on your laptop while also watching a movie. But aside from all that, Kelly, I got you. Is there anything else?
No, literally. I mean, what's interesting is this is also our first kind of like bit to be like together for a constant time. We're handling it pretty well, but I'm not gonna lie. When I'm focused on my work, she can walk out of the bathroom naked, and I'm still just focused on my work.
What?
Dang.
What?
Dang.
I have issues.
Yes,
I was gonna say.
I'll pray for you, Claire.
Yeah, we're gonna have to play with that because Kelly's smoking. So I don't know. We're gonna need to talk about that.
No,
but
Anthony's
maybe with
smoking.
Kelly and all the other people out there that are going stir crazy, a lot of them are figuring out ways to have the quarantine Olympics at home, and that's exactly what we see with this guy, AIDS William.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. Know you want this yummy.
What was that?
So he did make it to 12 levels, but honestly, he was too good. I kind of want to know if this is something that he's been doing beforehand. I wanted to see him fall. Like, he could have been a little vulnerable to show us that, like, he wasn't perfect, like Aaron is with all his graphics or with any new skill that he tries. You know, I'm just saying, like, I wanted some, like, reliability, like, there. But that could just be me.
Right.
Are you all for, like, it looking perfect when you see things online, or do you want some vulnerability?
I couldn't focus on anything that was happening. All I could think about was, why does he have that many cups?
Thank you. Thank you.
Earth Day is coming
You
up,
wasting
right?
it, bro. Wasting it. Plastic. As I, eco-friendly, bro.
Keep it along with the theme of what people are doing while they're at home and finding creative ways to bring a little bit of positivity and cheer or an EDC life, you know, come to life in their own home. Here's one user, Asa Ross. All he needed in this quarantine was a galaxy projector, and really it's taking him to places far, far away and galaxies far away. So, bam. So big shout out to him. I remember those when I was a kid. Kind of used to wig me out, but yeah, go Aaron. Yeah. Did you have one too?
No, I'm just with you. I mean, these are the kids of 2020. They're putting projector stars. When I was a kid, I was putting that little tacky stuff on the car and sticking it up on the roof.
And then it would hit you in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that's these kids. You kids got it good these days.
They do.
We have to leave the lights on for like 20, 30, 45 minutes beforehand. Be like, wait. And then it would stay bright for like 7 minutes.
Had to make sure there was enough energy, enough light on those stars so that they would light them up. Yeah. They got
All
it.
right,
You all had a privilege upcoming. I just had to go.
Don't tell us we did with your look at you with your childhood room posters and pictures. You two
not
had
lights.
a privileged background.
Not lights. I had to go sleep. Shut that light out. That's what I was told.
Oh, you're lighter. You're out in the woods. All right, so here's our last
Here's
one.
the story time when I threw Harry Styles a birthday party in my bathroom. So this Saturday was Harry Styles' birthday, and I immediately knew I had to throw him a Fiesta Salsa Quinceañera. So I texted my only friends who I have, which is my family. Then I had to make sure that Harry knew to show up, so I slid in his DMs and let him know. Next thing you know, I was off to get my supplies. But first, I had to pick up Jake from school in his cute little wheelchair. Then after that, we big time rushed over to the dollar store to pick up the party supplies, a little present, and of course, a birthday card. Then I had to get him some juicy melons, a different brand of beans, and some cake, if you know what I mean. And then also, like I said, it's in my bathroom. So I had to make sure that place was decked out T to B with the balloons and everything, even though I struggled doing that. Nevertheless, that was all good. And then I prepared the food, which was yummalicious little watermelon carved out with the favorite different brand of beans. And then, like, low-key, I was about to yak by that, but then I finished my cheesecake style. Gordon Ramsay would be impressed. Then I wrote Harry's card, prayed on my beginner's Bible that he would show up, asked my brother Jake if he wanted to see what it was like, and he was very impressed. Then we took some Instagram pics, you know, the fucking vibes. Then, yeah, we basically danced on Lights, the best song ever, and then Harry showed up. Hey, y'all, big cheerio!
I love that you're just as confused as I was when I saw it, but this thing went viral with over like 1 million views. And I wasn't sure if it was because it was Harry Styles' birthday party or if it was because the party was thrown in the bathroom or that people were bored. I was confused with the meal. Was it a parody or is that really what he likes? I have so many questions.
I want him to plan my wedding reception. And at the same time, I never want to have an actual conversation with him ever. T to B.
T to B. That's what stood out to me. As soon as this quarantine is over, I'm looking for some T and B.
Oh boy.
B. Sorry.
That said, well, what we're looking for is for more videos from you at home. Feel free to slide in or leave us a comment down below into our DMs. Let us know if there's anything funny that we should be checking out for your chance to have it featured here. And that, for now, has been Around the Internet.
Brought in too fast.
I'm going to pick it up where you just put it down, Liza, and we're moving into the very next segment here.
Wash your hands.
Other people's positivity.
It's headline of the day.
Headline of the day.
There it is.
The headline of the day is other people's positivity.
Boom.
That's
There
it.
you go.
Good save, Curtis.
Nice. So in other people's positivity, that's what it's all about. We want that positivity. Sometimes I'll be giving you guys little tidbits of information to kind of keep you guys positive. And other times I'll be bringing on a guest. But if you have something positive that's going on in your world, please share it with us because we want to get it out there to the world because someone out there may value it and may definitely make a difference in their life, just like Anthony was saying earlier. So with that said, I have an amazing person that's about to pop up on the screen here. I tour with him as a DJ for T-Mobile. He DJs in LA at a lot of big events. And you guys may have seen him around town. So at this point, for other people's positivity, I'm going to bring on my man, my homie, DJ William Lifestyle.
What up?
Yeah, welcome.
What's going down? I love that intro. Thank you. Thank you.
Man. I was gonna give you much more of an intro, but our segments are very short, and I couldn't lay out your whole resume. It's too.
I'm here for the taste. I'm here just to give out tastes.
I love it. All right, well, I'm gonna drop the rest of the Gucci gang off the screen here for just a moment, and I'm gonna hang out with you, William. So, other people's positivity. That's what this segment is all about. So, before we get into it, tell the people a little bit more about who you are and what you do.
Okay. Well, thank you for the DJ accolades. But to reiterate, official DJ for T-Mobile. I DJ out here and have residencies with all the H-Wood venues. Also co-founder of an amazing charity called #Lunchbag, which we empower people to spread love and awareness in meals, one lunch bag at a time. We currently have, I think, 180 chapters now around the world.
Wow.
But we started out here in LA. And then also I am a partner into an amazing coffee shop called Hilltop out here in LA.
Nice. Gotta love that. And so does Curtis.
There he is. There he is.
I'll let you, boy.
Get him on the show.
Oh, gotta love that. So, William, man, this is a crazy time we're in. We've been locked down for a month, 2 months, some people even 3 months now.
Yeah.
With all this. What are you doing to stay positive? How are you keeping upbeat over there?
I'm not even gonna sit here and lie and say I'm upbeat and positive every single day, because if I did, I'd be lying. But to offset that, I have taken an interest in reaching out to friends and relationships that I haven't really cultivated over the years. Whether it be because being so caught up with work and not having time to spend with like friends, family. Now we all have ample time. So I've been really putting forth a lot of effort to reaching out, calling instead of texting. That's for me, like personally. And then to kind of keep my groove into DJing, I tend to do some of the IG live sessions, Yeah. So I get some form of interaction. I still get to, hone in on my craft, and I still get to entertain people. It's not the same as but it's as good as we could get right now. So, yeah.
It's definitely a different world that we're in. I know you saw it because you were on the stream along with all the other 100,000 people for DJ D-Nice's stream the other day. But music it's such a powerful and positive thing during this time, and a lot of people need it. So with your sets and the music that you're playing, what can the people kind of expect from that set? Are you doing like trap sets? Are you doing club sets? What kind of music are you playing?
So this is one thing I've actually noticed about doing an IG live set or doing, just streaming sets. The way we play in a club, those are those are ways that you're told you have to play a top 40 set, or you have to play a trap set, you have to play a hip hop set. When you come to my rooms, it's a culmination of disco, funk, upbeat, like some old school house, maybe 90s, early 2000s hip hop. It's just feel good music because you don't want to just get super turned up and you're just at home. Yeah. You know, I want to get you in a good vibe and a good mood, but I don't want you too crazy. And it's interesting. It's fun. I really play stuff that makes me happy. So the fact that when people chime into my room, I'm in total control of that. I don't have to actually look at people in the crowd and attest to them. So this is kind of this is a great outreach for me because I know, as you know, as being a DJ, you don't always get to play the stuff you want. Yeah. Fortunately, with this, I can let people get a little insight what's going on in my mind, you know, and the type of music that I like.
How do you think the music has impacted people during this time? Because there's a lot of, I mean, we know, both of us know a lot of different DJs.
Yeah.
All over the world. How do you think the music has been impacting people during this time?
From honest responses from people that I've talked to, it gives them like a sense of hope. One of the benefits, the real benefits of being able to have streaming platforms like Facebook or Instagram where we can play music for people. This is tough. You know, whether you're in quarantine with a friend, a family member, your significant other, you're in a different mindset with them because you're normally not in the house that long with them. Yeah. So this, I think music is a way to communicate to everybody, regardless of what genre of music that you're into. It provides joy. It provides a sense of community outside of your confines. And it sparks, like, I think it sparks a lot of nostalgia for people when you take them back down memory lane, like into the 90s, early 2000s, like I was saying. It makes them still feel like they're out in public and they're dancing. They get lost, you know, and they get to forget about all the tragic news that we constantly hear every day that's updated with just more problematic solutions, nothing really positive about it. And the music just helps drown it out, you know. It's
So with that, I have a question for you before we start to wrap this up. My question is, do you think the music labels and all the copyright issues that have been happening for people on the live streams, do you think those should be temporarily lifted so that we can get that music out to people?
I think that would be the ideal scenario. But I think what will be a bigger approach is that before it would just have to deal with the labels, if it dealt with the platforms right now, they're getting the biggest form of traction that they've ever had, right? The platforms should take all that and somehow work and broker out a deal with the labels that they're going to cover that fee. There's just a nominal fee, not like if we play one record 75 times and they get credits for 75. Just have like a nominal fee during this time, because this is one of the only things that people still have that brings everyone together, so everyone still can be joyous and still have fun and not lose their shit, you know. I think without music, if you were to take music out, if you were to take the accessibility to music away from everybody, this quarantine would be unbearable. Yeah. You know. So,
well, William, man, I appreciate you so much for being on Other People's Positivity here. Make sure you guys are following William. His handle is right there down below, at William Lifestyle. Yes, there's no E, at William Lifestyle. Make sure you guys follow him on there, because his music will definitely make you feel good. It'll make you feel like you are up on a rooftop looking out at a beautiful sky, sipping on a mimosa or whatever cocktail or sparkling water of your choice. And
now
you feel good. It's going to make you feel positive in this time. So, William, man, thank you so much for being here. And again, this has been Other People's Positivity.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
All right. Welcome back, everyone.
Coffee, bro.
Wait, I love it because I actually have to tell you, I'm such a huge fan of your hashtag lunch bag. I've gone and volunteered quite a few times. I was like, I know his face from somewhere. Quite a few friends in common, including Monica Jaramillo. So I just want to thank you on behalf of our community, what you've done. Like I got really emotional a little bit when you were talking about it because I've seen the impact that what your organization has done and the way that you've really leveraged bringing people together for no other reason than to spread love and to put love in action is what I call it. So thank you so much, William, for that. You get a
thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the love, man. It wouldn't be big without people like you. So, keep talking about it. Participate next time.
We have to figure out a quarantine version of what to do. So we'll have to chat. I'll hit you up in the DMs.
We'll chat about that. It's challenging.
We're going to keep the party rocking. William, you enjoy a nice, delicious cocktail backstage.
All day. Thank y'all. Have a good
Loves it.
Making some changes here. We're moving on. Are we getting involved with some wine on this Wednesday, Liza?
We do have some wine on this Wednesday, but luckily it's going to be us more about whining how we can't be outside. But it is a perfect time to go over to quarantine and chill. Ooh, ooh.
All right, ladies and gents, quarantine and chill time. Liza and I usually join up for this one. We're going to leave her for a little wine Wednesday later. So I'm going to tell you what's going on in quarantine and chill today. Biscuits and Gravy is the name of the show. 2:00 Pacific time, 5:00 Eastern. So make sure you join us. We give away $5 Venmos for movie trivia. And today, the show with Biscuits and Gravy with our special guests is Action Movie Edition. So we've got our special guests, Mad Matt and Flamethrower Ken. Yep, you saw that right. I'm Machine Gun Gravy, and my partner on the show is Bomb Squad Biscuits. We have a lot of fun. We joke around. We make some laughs. And today we're talking about all action movies and what we've been watching in the wonderful world of being at home and quarantining and chilling. So check us out. I'll see you at 2:00 today. Pew pew. Join us, and all that. All those $5 Venmos are courtesy of hashtag Be the Change. Team, what up?
I love it. Oh, look! Yay! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Wait, is that made by a small or local business in Atlanta? Because I'm all about supporting local right now.
No, this is Domo. This is Domo.
Domo, Mr. Roboto.
No, he's Domo.
He's cute. We love him. Well, big shout out to Domo and to everybody else. I'm going to also drop you all out because it's time for a little inspiration, like what we like to call here on our show, the word. Oh, wow, Domo. The word diet. All right, y'all. So we are back and hello. We are back and yet again, super pumped. We're working with the well-being cards. And it's time for our card of the day. Let's see what we get today. Super excited to share. All right. Ooh, we got to leave. I want to feel good. Ooh, all about feelings. Today, no matter where I am going, no matter what I am doing, no matter who I am doing it with, it is my dominant intention to see that which I am wanting to see. So again, this is so great. It's all about positivity. It's what we love to talk about here at Work From Home Network TV. As we inspire you to pivot towards positivity, I think that is something super important in our word of the day, card. One of the things that we always talk about is how can we reframe what is happening, right? How can we reframe the narrative that's happening outside? So I love it. We have so many exciting things, as I mentioned, coming up. And what I love about our word of the day card today is you have to find those little things to build on. Like my grandmother used to always say, it all starts with a grain of salt, right? How do you have that grain of salt? It might bother you or it actually might inspire you, but it's up to you to make that decision. So really love that our card is all about intention. So with that, we're going to move right along, but I always love the word of the day. That's my favorite. If you all have a favorite deck that you work with, please let us know down below in your comments. We want you as part of the show. We want to share that positivity with everybody else. So moving right along, I am super pumped and excited to bring our next special guest that we have. She's a dear friend and really just an overall power Latina and a true classy chingona. And as we know, again, today has been tax day. As we know, everyone has questions about the stimulus package. But one thing that we really appreciated, as we've seen even with P. Diddy talking about this weekend, is the fact that African Americans, unfortunately, are the ones that are being most impacted and dying with what is happening with coronavirus, with Latinos being a short second. But in addition to them physically dying, we're noticing that Latino businesses and African American owned businesses are really taking a big impact. So to tell us a little bit more about that today is my girl, Nathalie.
Hi.
I love it that you're here. We're going to say bye to the Gucci gang, as you will, and Domo. And really just want to introduce you, Nathalie, to our show. And first and foremost, want to ask where you're tuning in from and where you're joining us from, I should say, and how Casa Quarantine is treating you so far.
Whew, I am such a rabid New Yorker, but my family's here in LA. And so I decided I needed to hunker down close to them. So I'm in LA at the moment.
Oh my gosh. And how is Casa Quarantine going for you so far? Are you getting mom's cooking at least?
So after the little period of self-quarantine where I was exposed and I had to not, contact anybody, and I'm out of that. And now what's happening is my mom is coming to visit me on the weekends. She's bringing empanadas from my favorite Argentinian bakery in Glendale. And I'm putting on some weight. So I guess,
no, the quarantine 19, it's a real thing. But you know what? We're getting through it with comfort, Now, one thing that though we have realized that is not comforting is unfortunately the statistics of what's really happening right now in terms of money and finances. And, for those at home that might be wondering, why exactly is she the one to talk about it? Nathalie is the CEO and the author of Leapfrog, one of my favorite books, and The New Revolution for Women Entrepreneurs. It's a great manual of all things, and also the CEO of O3. And I meant author of Leapfrog. So, Nathalie, tell us a little bit about what's going on today and a recent op-ed that actually just dropped yesterday.
Yeah. So Assemblyman Michael Blake, who's also currently running for Congress in the South Bronx, and I co-authored this. Basically, what started off as a memo that we went to legislators with on both sides of the aisle, saying, "Look, we see some problems with the legislation." And we especially see problems. I love that I came after William, because what are DJs? What are artists? What are the entire community of creatives, if not entrepreneurs, right? And so looking at that whole community and saying, how are we getting basically the shaft? When you write legislation, and it was passed right by both sides, that basically allows the banks and gives them no, guardrails at all, not to favor their VIPs, not to cherry pick who they want to serve, then what do? They focus on their biggest customers. And what we have is decades of data that show that Black and brown owned businesses are not accepted for lines of credits, for loans, for any kind of banking products. So for a long time, our communities have actually been locked out of a lot of these products. And now if you're going to say that we're only going to allow stimulus to be applied for people who already have lending relationships with the big banks, then that's exactly who's being left out, right? Our communities. So it looks like on paper, you read the legislation and it doesn't say anything that sounds really problematic. It doesn't say no Latinos, no Black, entrepreneurs. But when you read between the lines, if you're going to allow the banks to just limit these programs to people that they already have VIP relationships with, that's just code for not us, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And so in that, what can we do? How can we empower the people at home? Because I think you really make a point of something that's super important, is that the devil is in the details, right? So How do we actually empower ourselves to get ahead, or at least have a fighting chance?
Well, and I would say more than that. I think, again, maybe in line with your theme, the only way that I'm staying positive is by taking action, right? And I want us to not just fix the legislation that already went through, but I also want to think about how do we make it so good that not only do our communities just survive the current crisis, but we are actually positioning them for success afterwards, right? And so one of the things that we're advocating for is that a portion of the next $250 billion that's about to get approved be specifically channeled through CDFIs. CDFIs are local banks, small, intimate, organizations that know their neighborhoods, know their communities, and they are specifically created to engage veterans, to engage women-owned businesses, Black and brown-owned businesses. These are banks that specifically have always served our communities. And so if we make sure that of those $250 billion, a chunk of it is channeled through CDFIs, then we're pretty much assuring that our communities are going to get access to this money, which they don't for the most part right now. The other thing that we're saying is, you know what? After the worst of this is behind us, these businesses are still going to need a lot of love. I mean, a lot of it. How do you survive something like this? Nobody has a playbook for this. And so a lot of cities, I know in New York, we have 311, right? It's like the non-emergency 911. It's the place that you call when you're not sure where to pay your parking ticket or where to go for one thing or another, or just to complain. We need a 311 at the national level for everyone, no matter who you are. If you're an entrepreneur with a business with 50 employees, or if you're William and you're a DJ and you're a self-employed rock star, right? You have to be able to call a number like 311 and say, Help me figure out how I get my business back up and running again. Show me the places that I can get loans. Show me where I can get other stimulus benefits. We need something like that. And then finally, I would say go back to the previous legislation and fix some of the stuff that wasn't working. Make sure that banks are given a set of guardrails so that they can't just play favorites and give first dibs to their high net worth clients. Allow us to correct some of what was wrong with that first one.
I love that. That is such an impactful answer. And also, if you at home are taking notes, but also want like a really great website to share, Nathalie actually does have a great one, which is COVID19bizrelief.com. And so what can people expect there?
So this is a discovery, right? You and I were talking about where do we send people afterwards? Like I wrote a book, I have a website, but I think the best place for people to go right now, and the thing that would be the most helpful is there's a woman that I met, an African-American woman based out of New York City, that basically got a bunch of volunteers, people like me who are in the business sector. Maybe I think she has accountants and lawyers and all sorts of interesting people rallied around investors, and they're all volunteering basically to take phone calls and respond to emails and answer the questions that small business owners have. And so right now it's just a group of amazing volunteers that are available for anybody who wants to reach out to them and even get their help walking through, for example, filling out the paperwork for some of these loans and some of these stimulus packages, even understand what is this about taxes being postponed to July 15th, understanding that things like, my student loans are gonna have to be postponed in terms of the payments. There are all sorts of things that aren't super clear. Call this number, email these folks, sign up and get help. They're literally volunteering just to support you.
That just makes me want to just hug them. I mean, of course, 6 feet apart, but just send air hugs because that is the kind of information that we need. So big shout out to you, Nathalie, for being here with us. And again, the website is COVID19bizrelief.com, as you see down below. And for those of you watching, if you want your own gift card, if you haven't already filed your taxes, leave a comment, and thanks to our friends over at TurboTax. We'll make sure that you're taken care of no matter how simple or complicated your taxes are, because during this time of need, as we're in it together, it really is about sharing resources and being there for one another. So with that, Nathalie, thank you for always being amazing and being supportive and being the rock star that you are. We will make sure to keep up with you over at Nathalie Molina Niño on all things social. She's very active on Twitter. So definitely head over there. So thanks, Mama, so much for being here. We'll see you next time. All right, bye. So again, you all, such a great website. Make sure that you check it out. I'm going to bring back the Gucci gang up here with us. Hey, what a great show we've had today. Just bang, bang, bang information. Gucci gang and Domo and friends. All the things.
Gotta love it. Let's jump into some of these comments before we wrap up the show here. It's still a toss-up between which one of these ladies is our biggest fan of the network. But we're going to throw this coming up first about Liza's onesie there. Liza is rocking my favorite onesie. So
Hello Kitty, baby.
Gotta love that. Our second biggest fan, or maybe our first, I'm not really sure. No Mama Russo. I wasn't quite down to my underwear. He stopped me before I got to that point. But it was an incident. It definitely was an incident. But I'm glad and thankful that you were concerned. And then, Anthony, in regards to your segment, what you had talked about, I'm looking for the comment here.
I got it right here.
We'll pop it up. Yeah, there it is.
He just so you know, he did. Neil did make it to the dispensary later.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, that was my favorite part of that comment.
Yeah, it's you got to figure out what's important. Is it okay to spend $40 instead of just $20 and lose your almonds?
Yeah.
So, at least he didn't have the almonds for the munchies later, though, which is a problem.
Also, I do want to give a big shout out to Mama Russo for recognizing the fact that not only do girls got to stay together, because in fact we do, but the fact that we're a diet. That's her favorite part. So thank you, Mama Russo. Really appreciate you.
By the way, that girls got to stick together part was right before it was talking about the fact that I'm not putting out enough. So I think she might have probably wanted to rescind that thought.
No. It was about the fact that you multitask. That's what it is. Gosh darn it.
Oh, that's it for me. I'm out.
Well, on the show, what do we got coming up?
My gosh. Well, so much is coming up indeed. First and foremost, we can talk a little bit about what happened earlier today on your show, Aaron, which I was really excited to tune in on the fact that it was all about positivity. And again, usually has a way of lining up perfectly, right, with our word diet. And today was all about the fact of showing that vulnerability, expressing the fact that in times when you actually need to lean on someone else or ask for help, you can. And I want to give a shout out to my boy, Aaron, and of course, JJ for being your wingman to greatness. So make sure that you head over to check that out here on our feed on the playback. And then, of course, come back for the live episode when that airs on 10 a.m. Back on Friday. Moving right along, of course, Power Hour Live airs noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern all the time. On Tuesdays, we have Let's Talk About It Live. And yesterday, we had our boy JJ Soria from Gentified, which is airing on Netflix. We had a great chat with him. He got deep, y'all, talking about vulnerability, really showed that side. So if you missed that show, definitely check it out. Anthony and I really were engaged with his thoughts on wine. So definitely make sure to check out Let's Talk About It. Let's Talk About It Live. Now, coming later on this afternoon is Biscuits and Gravy, as Anthony mentioned earlier, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. And on Fridays, it's our happy hour. Way to celebrate the weekend and slide in. And Aaron, do you want to show them the graphic? Basically, what's happening with this happy hour that we have?
This is the graphic. It's a little bit different. I'm not going to tell you what it's about. You just have to show up to happy hour on Friday.
Can't read
Yes, so that's like a clue. We like to call it a little Easter egg, right? Now, speaking of clues, here at Work From Home Network TV, we are celebrating a milestone as we basically celebrate our 1 month anniversary. Ooh. Technically, we celebrated it on Friday, but because it was Good Friday, we wanted to hold the celebration over to this Friday. However, it bears noting because today we have a major announcement that just dropped exclusively on the Hollywood Reporter. So it was breaking news, and we want to share it with you all. So I'm going to throw up this graphic.
Hey.
This is Altísimo Live. Hey, Aaron and Curtis, lean out. Hey, other way, Curtis, other way. Altísimo Live, as we're all learning about it, giving that virtual high five. And now you might be wondering, when exactly is Altísimo Live? Well, we're super pumped to be partnering with iHeartMedia as well as People in Espanol as we bring the first live streaming experience across not only all platforms for Altísimo Live, but in addition to People in Espanol and iHeartRadio, where we are going to have a variety of music entertainers as well as Latino celebrities and other notable personalities out here supporting for one very important cause, and that's to raise money for someone that we've actually spoken about here. It's our unsung heroes, America's farm workers that are out here, our migrant farm workers that are basically keeping us fed as they go and continue to pick our vegetables and our fruits. And unfortunately, with the stimulus package, aren't being covered. So this is a way for us to raise money for them. Our goal is to raise $3 million, $5 at a time, or in Spanish, Cinco on Cinco. And yes, the information or the event itself goes down on Cinco de Mayo. The fun all starts at 10 a.m. with a tailgate experience. And then our musical experiences kick off at 5 p.m. Now, some of the people that we already have confirmed, the overall event is being co-hosted by Eva Longoria and Enrique Santos from Our Heart Latino. And then we also have a variety of co-hosts for the experience throughout the day, which will be J Balvin, Kate del Castillo, Rosario Dawson, and Alejandro Sanz. In regards to celebrities that we have everyone from Becky G to Isai Morales to Fonseca, Gloria Estefan, Emilio Estefan, Juanes. The list continues to grow. Rosanna Arquette, Nicky Jam. And like I said, it is a growing list. So you want to make sure you head over to altissimolive.com for more information. And you can follow us, Altísimo Live, on all things social to stay informed. We, of course, will be having more about the event on Friday, but it's official and you at home get to celebrate with us. So please join us in celebrating the fact that we're doing something to give back. And that's really, at the end of the day, what Work From Home Network TV is all about. Started by creatives, for creatives, to stay creative. So that has been our live streaming guide, baby. Woo-hoo!
So is it okay if I shoot my shot now, finally, with Eva?
Hey, I think
No?
since she's
All right.
and has kids, might be a little late. But you know. So, boys, now that it's officially out, do you want to weigh in on? We have been working like crazy putting this all together in a mad dash, and it's now official. And I actually want to cry. But thoughts, anyone?
That was a big list. I think I saw Roberto Clemente on there. There's going to be a lot of talent.
There's very, very big list, and
I feel like it's the Justice
way to
League.
talk about it.
I feel like we're the Justice League putting this all together.
I like that Aaron
shout
keeps,
out, because that's what we've been called, right? The Justice League of Social Good.
I like Aaron keeps wanting to talk. I cut him off, then Curtis talk. Aaron, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Who's Aaron?
It's not important anymore. It's a moment past. I just want to thank all of our guests for being on the show today. You guys were absolutely amazing. Definitely make sure you guys check out all of their handles. William Lifestyle, Liza, tell them about your guest one more time that was on the show.
Yes, it was so awesome. Nathalie Molina, so make sure, big shout out to her. And like you said, William Lifestyle, of course, keep leaving those comments. Thanks to everyone for watching live and on the replay. And make sure to head over to altissimolive.com for more information. That's .com for those of you that don't speak Espanol. But for today, that is it. That has been Power Hour Live. We will see you all on Friday. Anthony, take it away. Let's ride, baby.
Hasta luego.
Tell me the truth. I know we've gone our separate ways. Can we get love back?
Shout out to Mike and Lisa.
We've had our better days. Can we get love back? Okay.